What is up, guys? Back to no music, since the majority, meaning 70% of you voted for it. Back to the old format of the videos, with little to no changes once again, except for new custom thumbnails for older and now going into newer videos. We are getting into part 11 of What If Madison's family joined Rick, and Shane is about to stage his whole thing, whether or not he's going to kill the governor's zombified daughter. Let us get into it. Dale and Andrea close in right behind the governor, who was held at gunpoint before Shane smashed down every door to see if he was hiding something. And when they find out that, truth be told, he was hiding something, they really don't know what to do or say, and the governor's pleading for Shane not to do anything more than he's already done. And if someone needs to suffer, why can't it be him? But Shane ain't having none of it and just kills Penny. Sort of a Michonne move. Like I've said for him before, this is not the first time I've done this, but it really would be the way it goes. As for the governor, you can only imagine how angry he is the same way. But before he can rush at Shane, Dale tries to intervene and sway talk him out of it and say it was for the best, but he doesn't even get 50% ways through his sentence before the governor straight up decks him straight in the face. And for Dale, this would hurt a lot because he is an old man. The punch would not only probably bust his nose, but it would knock him straight into a wall where he would be dazed and confused for quite some time. But then the governor gets a taste of his own medicine and gets decked in the schnoz himself. But it's not by Shane, because believe me, that would be a lot harder. And the one who did it is Andrea. Because at this point, she knows that the governor, with Michonne not doing the deed herself this time, the circumstances are different. And the governor, seeing that Andrea, the closest thing that anyone from the new people had gotten to him, she'd gotten really close with him, they were talking, they really seemed to be doing, like, good and everything, maybe building the bond, and then she just goes ahead and betrays him and just sides with Shane after he killed his daughter, her zombified daughter, whatever. And you know what she gets because of this retaliation? A stab straight to the gut, replicating Negan's stab to Spencer. Ironic, because that's what the picture is. Anyways, Shane realizing that, oh, dang, I just goofed up. He might have actually gotten the governor's secret out, but he just probably cost the life of the one that he was talking out of being with the governor in the first place. So at this point, everything he's done has almost been for nothing. But he ain't gonna take Andrea's maybe death sitting down. He angrily grabs his shotgun and without a moment's hesitation, just points it straight at the governor's head and boom! The head blows straight off. There is nothing left of the governor except the rest of his body and a decayed part of skin left to where his head used to be. But Andrea didn't save her life. The stab wound, the governor stabbed her very hard in the gut. So her surviving this would be a freaking miracle. But it really comes down to the fact that she just can't. If someone like Spencer can't survive a stab wound to the gut, then neither can Andrea. Let's be real here. And Shane just thinks that even if he had killed the governor, would it have mattered? And this is like a Beth getting killed and then Dawn's death happening situation. So, yeah, consider this like an early stage of that, since I don't really include the hospital sketch in any of my videos. And Dale, getting to his senses and recovering from the punch, realizes what has just happened and that Andrea is about to die. But honestly, as mad as he should be with Shane for causing all this, he tried to talk the governor out of it too. He was part of it. And Shane ultimately did it for the greater good. Shane kept telling everybody, and even Dale agreed, that something was wrong about the governor. Although he wasn't as insistent about it as maybe Shane or other people. He just went along with it, so you can't really hate Shane here. And Andrea, in her last moments, apologizes. She was so headstrong in being with the governor, she refused to give back the feelings that she had for the ones that she had been with the entire apocalypse. And after the whole CDC, her mind was just clouded. And even Madison's family, it didn't help. And she just wants to say that she's sorry, and especially to Shane. And she dies. Afterwards, Rick and the entire rest of the group converges in, and the whole story spits out to everybody else. Now, Rick, after hearing this, agrees that it was probably done for the greater good, although it probably could have been done in a much easier way, but because of the context of the solution, even to Rick, this was the most logical outcome. And Shane ultimately did what was best. Because Shane really hasn't, lost it here. This was just a show of, this guy's hiding a secret. The barn thing, that was Shane, Strand, and Daniel. That wasn't Shane collectively, and that was much earlier. But even so, Rick agrees that if they're going to be in charge of the town and being here instead of the prison, that they need to go somewhere, or at least around the town, or, investigate the town to make sure they have items, guns, everything they need if they're going to stay here. Because they can't just be at a town now, especially with the main leader dead, and not have the right provisions or things necessary to stay there. So he's going to go to King County, like he did originally, except in much different circumstances, and he's going to see what they can find. But he isn't going alone. Travis, Sophia, Madison, Shane, Daniel, Carl, Carol, and Lori go with him. The main group of The Walking Dead goes with him because people like Sophia and Carl want to see their hometown. Lori wants to go to keep an eye on Carl, and Carol wants to go keep an eye on Sophia. As for everybody else, go because why not check out a town they've never seen before? Why the frig not? There's no threats because the governor has just been aced. And the villager, not villager, but I say backpack guy because I don't know. But anyways, the backpack guy, he gets saved instead of being left behind. And especially with Madison's family being around, they would definitely save him. Soon enough, they get to King County and they encounter Morgan, which, they don't know is Morgan yet, and are encountered by him on top of the building. And Shane replaces Michonne to get up to the top of the building to try and do something. Because even though Michonne is present in the story, and she's more than been redeemed after the farm since she was at the farm, she still is going to be at Woodbury because there's no reason to bring her to King County because Lori and them are still around. But the shot to take Morgan down isn't done by Carl. Instead, it's done by none other than Victor Strand, who, just like before the farm, makes a dramatic appearance to show that just because he might not be present all the time doesn't mean he ain't listening or knowing about what everything is going on. Strand was always a very perceptive person, even though many of his methods were done foolishly. That's why he was a tamer Shane, in my opinion. Which, when Shane sees this, is he just smiles and it's yeah, this was to be expected. He should have known that Strand was going to come along. It was just a given at this point. Madison, she expected the same thing because she's known Strand better than anyone. Aside from Daniel, they're the top two who know Strand the most in the context of how Madison's family has come around in the story. So, of course, Strand would do something like this. When it is revealed that it is Morgan, it is a much bigger blow to the entire point here, because Rick and Carl are present, yeah, but there's no Michonne, and Lori, Carol, and Sophia are there. So when Rick says that this is the man who saved his life after he got out of the hospital, it definitely brings a bigger blow because there's more people alive that hear about it. And Carol gets to meet Morgan early. Well, not really. He's unconscious, but you get what I mean. And Madison agrees with Rick that they should at least wait for him to wake up and see what's going on and not kill him. Because if he's really the man who saved Rick and got him this far and, got for him to meet up with Madison's family and everything, then she thinks that they owe him a little bit. So they're going to wait for him to wake up. But with people like Shane, Strand, and Daniel around, again, conveniently, do you think that this will end good for Morgan in this timeline? Or do you think that his fate will be decided truly much earlier? And that's where we're leaving things for the moment. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far and are enjoying the old format again of no music. Check out my older videos, at least the new photos of them, because for pretty much all my videos, not every single one, but for the vast majority of them, I am going to be making new custom-made photos. So check those out, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, leave a comment, and I will see you guys next time.